Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another episode. Hello.
Yes.
Hello again. Hello, and goodbye. End stream. I'm kidding. Welcome to another episode of Henches and Homies. I am your host, Frankie, and this is our lovely other host, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes. He's host number 2. Just wanted to make that clear.
That's fine.
I'm host number 1.
At least I'm included.
No, yeah, I'm host number 1 and you're host number 0 because you're actually getting kicked out today. No, obviously, my equal, my love, my eyeball, my buddy over here, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes, Zachary, Reasonable Rider Red, got like a billion names, don't know what that's about. Anyway, we're here. We're here for episode 31 of the episode of Henshins and Homies. God, if you just tuned into this podcast for the first time, you're like, this dude is rambling.
Right? Who are these people?
He is talking too much. My God, Zach, say something. How are you doing today?
I am good. I had quite a fun-filled day at work. I don't usually work on Fridays. The way my work schedule is usually Monday through Thursday, but they needed me on today, and I see why I don't work Fridays now.
Oh, wow.
It was just a lot going on. It was just, yeah, usually there's a lot of structure in my job with what we do with helping, like, people that have, are disabled, mentally ill, stuff like that, and like the activities we do. Friday is basically the F it, I don't care day. So everybody was kind of all over the place.
Oh, man. Well, now you're here, and we're chilling, and we're good, And it's a weekend, so you don't have to work on Saturdays, right?
No, we're good.
Then you're good. Fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. That's for me. I'm doing fine. Wrapping up senior year. So
Good.
Just busy. I'm a busy bee. The bee that's busy. Yeah. Nothing else to really add in my life. We're here today. Just to
your hair?
Have fun. Oh, that? I'm kidding. This is the new hairstyle for now. What's funny is that you'll probably see this on the stream, like what, twice? Because I usually keep
What's
my
even
braids.
Funnier is the people that only listen to us.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah,
Technically.
You don't even know. Well, we have a YouTube channel. You can go ahead and pop on over, and if you're gonna pop on over, you might as well subscribe. Anyway, I do have cornrows. The people who can't see it, like I said, you'll probably only see it for like 2 episodes because I only keep my cornrows in for like 3 weeks max. So, yeah, let's enjoy it while it's here. But for now, we're going to be talking about some very fun stuff in today's episode. But you already know that we gotta start this episode off with a Henshin Huddle. Welcome to our favorite corner of the internet, where we discuss anything going on in Tokusatsu in this very moment right here.
We're joined by Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny?
Himself, you're a Toku fan, dude? That's awesome. That's really cool.
What is he doing here?
I don't know
for real.
I'm scared,
you're my childhood. You're my idol. Like, that transition was epic. Oh my God, Bugs Bunny is a fan. Hello, thank you to you for joining us.
I've waited my whole life.
Yo, where's Duck? Where's he at? Tell him to come on. He actually brings on someone named Duck.
Nappy's definitely the secondary rider in that kind of a situation.
No, Bugs is definitely gonna be the guy.
And Armor Fud's the adversarial tertiary. Anyway, continue.
Zach, we have a shorter Henshin Huddle today, but we do have a really big announcement to make. So our buddy, who is in charge of Immortal Red Fox, has just released the first episode of Indie Hero Taisen. And you can go ahead and watch it. It's not out to the public, but you know where you can watch it? On his Patreon. That's where you can watch it. And you know that we'll be linking it down below. Zach, tell us a little bit about Indie Hero Taisen for those who do not know.
Oh, well. It's a really cool project he's putting together. I think the full title is XP Indie Hero Taisen. He explained it at one point in our group chat, talking to us, saying XP is in leveling up, as in learning every time. And I talked about this in my videos on my channel. Look down there, maybe some mixed them. But shameless plug. Anyway, so I talked about it, how each video that you watch, the Immortal Red Fox stuff, right? Each one of them keeps getting better and better, right? Bigger stunts, better effects, the acting is better, like every bit of it, boom, 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 boom. So that's what this whole crossover thing is about. It originally started as just a thing with American-made indie heroes, so
Right.
Gem Ingers, Immortal Red Fox, and a few other ones. And then it got bigger than that because during the pandemic, he had been reaching out to other VFX artists from around the world. Then they said, hey, there's these heroes in our country where I live. Would you like to get their contact information, blah, blah, blah. There is now upwards of 22, or plus different heroes in this thing now. So it's essentially a giant crossover special, like they did the Superhero Taisen movies back in the day with Super Sentai and Rider, or like Superhero Senki. And there's a main villain at the head of it. We don't really know anything about him yet, but he essentially wants to wipe out all heroes across the multiverse. So it's the Immortal Red Fox crew. So you got Immortal Red Fox, Hyperspeed, and also Wushu Mantis, who gets introduced here, which we'll talk about in a minute, all working together along with all these other heroes to fight off this threat. So it's really cool. It's really well put together. It has the same kind of quick paced and witty kind of style and feel of the Immortal Red Fox stuff, but it still feels like it has enough place to still have the style of the other things come into it, these other heroes come into it, and still be represented. Kind of think about how the Avengers movies like Endgame and Infinity War, they like had all these heroes in it, but when they had their moments, they played their theme music, they did their style of jokes and like dialogue and everything. Similar setup here. So, but yeah, we're super honored. We are one of like 4 or 5 people to see episode 1 because it's not public yet, and we're like one of 2 to see episode 2, which isn't fully finished yet, but we got to see that. So it's some pretty cool stuff. Like I said, they introduced a third hero who's very much more deeply Kamen Rider inspired, Wushu Mantis. And I thought it was a funny little Easter egg, and I mentioned this in my video, I think, that he kind of speaks the same way that Jiraiya does, Ninja Black from Kaku Ranger, where he was from America and he came to Japan, and then he would speak in English and the team was like, what are you saying? He's like, oh, sorry. And then he would speak in Japanese. Similar thing here. Wushu Mantis kind of speaks that way. He'll like blend some English into his Japanese and stuff. So It's pretty cool. Fight choreography is out of this world. The suits are fantastic. And Matt is just super passionate. That's the point behind all this, is he's so passionate and is so in love with and enraptured with tokusatsu and wants to make something inspired by it. And who doesn't? Like, of all of us out here doing this, watching these shows, doing this podcast, of course we do. So we got to throw our support behind someone who's getting it off the ground and running, right? Like Frankie said, Patreon is available to sign up for just $1 a month. You get access to all the videos. I think that's pretty cheap. Honestly, most Patreons are way more than that to start out with. And then it goes up from there to like 10, then 15, then 25. And that just adds extra layers of like your name gets included in credits. You get more merch, like a coffee mug and a shirt and a bunch of other stuff. Some like merchandise coupons, things like that. So there are some really great perks, and it kind of makes you part of the production sort of, which I think is really cool. You don't really get that with movies, big Hollywood movies and TV shows.
Yeah, unless you like
totally would never do that. Like, oh, thanks for buying the toys. We're going to put you in the credits. No, we're not. Give us our money.
And like, I just want to add that something that I really appreciate about Indie Hero Taisen or XP Indie Hero Taisen is just the sense of community. Like you said, like it's very similar to our podcast where we bring on different people just to talk about things that we love. Well, in Matt's case, him and his team brought around over like 4 or 5 different teams. We'll probably continue to add more teams all together to form one huge, basically, movie special, which is like episodic. And it brings all these content creators together who made their own original teams, their own characters, and put them in a universe where they could grow with each other and interact with each other, which is really fun. You don't really get to see that too often because collaborating with like different teams like this big, it could be a little challenging. So like it's honestly amazing that Matt and his team managed to do something this great, and we really do want to support it, like Zach said. So again, it's going to be in the description. Go ahead and support them on Patreon. It's going to help out a lot. And if you want to see more content from Matt, I'll also make sure to link his channel in the description as well.
Yeah, all the available Immortal Red Fox videos are on the YouTube page completely. You can watch all the ones that are available. They also on Amazon, I ordered them. They were supposed to be here today, but of course Amazon's been delaying things a lot recently for me anyway. I've been getting unlucky with that. He worked together with an artist and created 3 volumes of manga for it as well that go deeper into the story and the characters and things like that. So definitely support it. They're very cheap. They're like $10-12 a pop or something like that. Like very, very cheap compared to most books and manga, honestly. And they look awesome. I'm just excited to own them. I'm going to read them clearly, but I just am excited to have them with my
You're
other
gonna
stuff.
make a review on them too, right?
Absolutely. Yes. So big shout out to Matt. Thank you so much for letting us help you promote this and get the word out there and kind of talk about it. And I have high hopes that it can be really successful. And who knows what will happen? Who knows if it'll make more production?
It's gonna go up from here. I can
Yeah,
see.
exactly. More production
Okay.
spring up, or maybe it'll scare the powers that be into getting our freaking content over here faster, subtitled and on physical media. God,
Only
so
good
I don't
things
have to
can come
compete
from
with
this.
something as awesome.
I can only see the future, and it's gonna be really good. I have really high hopes for it. So again, check out Matt's stuff and support him on Patreon. Now, there's something else going on at the time of recording this video that I want to address because it's honestly amazing that something like this is happening. So you may have heard of him, you may have not. Micheal Kinder, ring a bell? Well, if not, then let me remind you that he was on Kamen Rider Geats, okay? And he is actually on Toku House Party right now with our
One of
boy.
Neon's bodyguards, the almost fully henshined Kamen Rider.
Almost, so close.
Almost there. God.
You should see our Toku Tonic episode with Zyu Agito to get our opinions on how we felt about Ben and what's their names?
I know
Ben
it's
who-
Ben. One of them is Ben. I forget the other name.
Oh, good God, we're awful, fake fans. How
Ben
we
and
feel
John.
about them?
That's what it
Ben
is.
and
I knew it.
John.
Ben and John.
If I could cut
kidding.
stuff out of the live
Yeah,
stream,
let's
that would be one. Ben and John, yes, Ben and John henshining. Get our thoughts on that in the Toku Tonic episode that we will also link in the description. The description would just be a laundry list.
It falls off like a page.
Right. So check that out. But yeah, he's on Toku House Party right now. I'll also link that in the description if you guys want to check that out.
We'll link Google on there, Wikipedia,
Yeah, why not? If you want to know a site to watch Sentai, we'll link that in the description.
Yeah, we're
too.
screw it.
Yeah, just like so much fun. All right, but yeah, that concludes our Henshin Huddle segment, and now we can get back to our main event. All right. Oof, that was delayed. Great.
Woo.
What a fun episode this has been so far.
Yeah.
Before we begin, I do want to read a comment from our girl, Megan. She says, "Hey guys, how's it going? As for me, as you already know, I'm starting my first Kamen Rider Forze season, and in 6 episodes in, and I'm living it so far. As Gensoro would put it, Uchukita." Yes, I'm so glad that you're watching Forze. It's a really good season. I don't want to spoil anything, but you there's some twists. There's hope
for the younger generation. Just a little bit of hope.
just a little. Me being part of the younger generation. Yeah, that's awesome that you're watching that, Megan. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, Zach, tell us what today's topic is about.
I thought we'd talk about the geopolitical climate of this. I'm just joking.
Wrong episode, buddy. That's our after
sorry.
show.
Next week. I'm sorry.
Goodness me. Sorry, guys. You forget sometimes.
Well, we thought maybe you guys heard of this show. It's called King-Ohger. It's been about 10 episodes in, and it's been a banger. I'm just gonna kind of sort of spoil how I feel right there. It's really been pretty awesome. So we're gonna kind of dive deep into that, how we feel about it so far in the first 10. I feel like that's a decent benchmark for these shows. I think we've done episodes
because like in the
this.
first 10 episodes, I think we basically wrapped up an arc. Basically.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into the details with that. But yeah, we've wrapped up an arc or two depending on the show, and it kind of gives you a nice first taste of what you can kind of expect, sort of. It's usually better to wait to about there, depending on the show you're watching. Sentai is a little different. Usually the first 5 episodes are dedicated to building the team. If you're bored with that and you just want to wait till they're all done in a team, then you can wait till like 5 or 6, and then they're together and they're doing their thing.
Except if it's
but King-Ohger is a little different that way.
In that case, you're gonna wait like episode 43,
right,
to see the whole team together.
Yeah, but then also our favorite weapons in Toku. I thought that paired pretty well with King-Ohger being about swords and daggers and stuff. So
with a special weapon, the king's weapon, that could be a dagger, a claw. I was gonna say a mace, but
Man,
that's
I'm just saying, Spider-Man Magoo better actually henshin or Ogai Buso, whatever the hell he's gonna say. And this,
we're getting ahead of ourselves right now. Let's
oh,
slow down a bit, okay? Spoiler alert for
yeah.
those who have not seen the first 10 episodes of
Yeah,
King-Ohger.
I don't know why you're watching this
I think
podcast
it
right
should be
now.
very clear by now, right, that we're going to be talking about it, but if you haven't and you don't want to get spoiled, now is the time in the episode to turn it off and go check it out. Because honestly, spoiler alert, we enjoy it. That's your only spoiler. All right, for those who have watched it or don't mind being spoiled, King-Ohger is neat.
It is.
That I'll start off with that. King-Ohger is
King
very
Ohger or
fun.
king shit. It is.
King royalty, royal stuff
Dude,
right here. From
real
the
as fuck.
characters to what's been going on in the story, like I honestly see this being one of my most favorite Sentai, and I'm
I know.
saying that from episode 10.
That's the thing I've been saying is like, I'm such a like positive person when it comes to like media and things that I enjoy, right? Like most things I find something to like. I mean, there's some things that are garbage, but I mean, for the most part with Rider and Sentai, it's very few and far between that I'm like, like Revice notwithstanding. Let's be real about it now that it's been done. But with King-Ohger, man, it's tough because it's like I'm trying to run out of space and shit, dude. I can't keep like every year you guys throw out another fucking banger of a show that's like different in its own way from what came
Gotta get on your
before.
shelf just to display your
It
gimmick
just
toys.
never ends. Build my house out of toys at this point. But no, it's been really good. And like, there was a couple little things. I don't really think there were barriers, just things that were interesting about it to start off with the whole, it's 5 different kings. So it's not 5 people that are on the same team with the same power set exactly. They are all different leaders of their own country. So how is that going to work? And we've gotten to that, in droves throughout these first 10 episodes. And using this LED screen technology thing that the Mandalorian is using has brought in a fuck ton of new eyes to this because they didn't know it was being used that way. Sony themselves were like, hey, guess what? Our technology used Mandalorian. We're using it on this. And then that brought eyes to the show. I mean, I don't know how they find the episodes because they don't live in Japan like we do.
Wasn't it like a famous viral Reddit post that like talked about the LED
Yeah, and there was actually a pretty good video I watched about that. I'm trying to remember the person that talked about it, but they started off talking about, and it made it seem like it's like that had us in the first half. It's like the meme, but it was like the first little bit of it, like first 4 minutes was like all these negative things, and then it just was nonstop positive. Like, wow, they're really doing some cool stuff. Wow, this maybe does look a little better, and it was just like positive after positive. And I was like, thank you for like going out of your comfort zone and not being like it looks like trashy Power Rangers.
Yeah, people. It's hard for people to accept change, and this can go for literally anything. So when it comes to what people imagine a Power Rangers season to be, they expect it to look like the 90s. Most people in the general public, when you mention Power Rangers, will imagine MMPR
because they don't even know it existed past that.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
They don't even know that MMPR came from Japan, from Super Sentai. So they're going to see something like this in King-Ohger, and one, probably think it's from Power Rangers, and two, think, whoa, this is advanced as hell. I had no idea that they were going to be using these kinds of complicated sets to help push forward their story narrative. And to some, that's really intriguing. Like they want to see more of these kinds of stories being told with this kind of technology. But other people will see it and think, really? Power Rangers? That cheesy stuff? Grow up. Like people are gonna like bash it for not being what it was in the past, or bash it because it looks like what it was in the past.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you can't.
Nobody knows what they want in their big babies. So
right, including us. But what's great is that King-Ohger did encourage a lot of new fans to watch the series because of its new technology, and also King-Ohger looks great in general. So I feel like if you are someone from the outside looking in, you will think, oh wow, kings, fancy capes, stylish helmets.
If you are looking in, you're looking at the window at the big production there. Like, come in, come. There's the door. Come on, take a little seat. We got some popcorn here, a little drink. You're good. Come on.
And if you're new to Super Sentai in general and have no real way of watching the show, we also have another video. I guess I'll link it in the description.
For those of you who don't live in Japan, like we clearly do.
obviously, this you see this. This is obviously a Japan apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll link that video below if you want to see how to watch Super Sentai or just want to get to know Super Sentai more, because I promise you there are a lot more seasons than King-Ohger, and most of them are just as good. So, yeah, let's get into the nitty-gritty, shall we? Because the people who don't want to be spoiled are gone, or at least they should
Yes. Now we're going to spoil the fuck.
So let's start off with our characters, because when you first talked about King-Ohger on this podcast, I wasn't even in that episode. So people don't even know how I feel about King-Ohger. It's shit, I hate it. No, I like it, and I'll get to let you know.
Which one was it? Did we talk about it before you weren't in it? What one was that?
The press conference.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't there. What episode was that? That was episode 21, I believe, if I get that right.
Damn.
I got that right. You see, I know.
You weren't looking at anything, right? You just were like...
No, like, I remember it because I'm, like, looking at the channel so often and, editing stuff. So I'm like, oh, yeah, episode 21, that's when you were talking about the King-Ohger stuff.
Right. About 6:57 in?
No, at this point, literally, because I'm editing the best moments compilation right now. And that's me. I'm like, at 16:40, you said this. Let me clip it. Clip it. So, yes, King-Ohger. Hi, yeah. Awesome characters. Let's just start off with our red, Gira. Gira he's fun. He's fun.
He's that
I'm
guy.
not gonna say he's my favorite out of the 5, but he's definitely important to the story narrative-wise. Yeah. And I definitely want to see what happens with him. He's definitely a Sentai Red. And if you don't know what I mean by that, he's a Sentai Red that is a big leader. He's very strong-headed. Like, is that a term? I don't know.
Strong will.
He has a will, and he's going to get it. Like, he's a very focused man. He has dedication. Reminds me a lot of Ko from Resoldier, which is fitting.
He does.
Because, they both kind of
have
similar setting with, like, tribes and stuff, or like kingdoms. But yeah, he does remind me a lot of Ko, and as you know, we both like Resoldier, so off to a great start. But
and as you also know, if you are an educated man of taste like the both of us, or woman, or in between, that's fine as well. You also know that Ko was very similar in the way of just like jumping literally head first with his eyes closed into most situations, and then being confused that wasn't the solution always.
Gira, compared to the rest of the cast members, team members, is a lot more naive, gullible. He isn't as skilled. Literally, he just became a King-Ohger in the first episode compared to everyone else who I'm assuming has been a King-Ohger for like a good while now. So he's the least experienced, and that's gonna come with some troubles. But that kind of what makes his character unique. We're learning and growing with him.
Exactly. He's kind of the audience insert, sort of, like, to an extent, even though he is like a part of this world and everything, he's also still learning about a lot of it. And what I like is that he has to like constantly like question his worldviews and like just how he thought he knew about the world in general and how these countries worked. I think one of his strongest moments, honestly, is literally every one of the first 5 episodes where he's going to these different countries and learning from the people there.
Yep.
And like, yeah, there's the Sentai Red moment in every single one of those episodes where they just so happen to love him at the end of it, which is a little much, but like, it's fine. I get what they're building
that main character
towards.
Effect that we just gotta grow and deal with.
Right. And I get what they're building towards, because like these other characters are established leaders, right? People know who they are, what they do, why they're important, blah, 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 blah. And so with Gira, we have to get there, and you can only do that by having these other countries like gain a respect for him by meeting him. And he does it like in a genuine way. It's not like somebody else like Hercules who does it in a very disingenuine way, and a very much so a lying, charismatic, I would even say in the way that someone could get a crowd going, honestly, like Hitler type way. The way Hercules.
What a comparison! That was a left field comparison.
I know. Sorry,
I did not expect Hercules to be compared to Hitler today, but that's the take Zach is going to
was known as a charismatic leader. Yes, he was an evil man, but he was known as a charismatic, well-spoken person who knew how to get the public going. Whereas Gira doesn't need to do that because he's just innately that way. He brings people to him. And And I think that works with the rest of the team because they don't seem to be, I mean, well, okay, I'm going to take that back before I even say it. Most of them don't seem to be too annoyed by him, other than Tombo. Tombo Ohsama sometimes is a
You
little.
know he has a soft spot for
Oh
you,
no,
bro.
that is
You
the
know
heated
he
drama between
does.
men right there. um,
Mm.
but yeah,
Red
no,
and
I really like
blue.
him. He's not as much as like in your face as like Lucky was in the first few episodes of Q Ranger. That takes a while to get used to with Lucky, with the whole Lucky,
A
Lucky,
little bit.
Lucky,
A little
and saying
bit.
Lucky all the time thing.
I will say that as much as this guy, uh,
He's not as
he
catchphrasy. Oh.
well, he okay, okay. I would have to
Okay,
disagree.
the villain thing, blah blah blah,
No, no,
villain
no.
thing.
This guy does not shut up about being a tyrant king. And if you're a little confused by that, he's not literally like an evil tyrant king.
Yeah,
He's doing that because Heracles is supposed to be the good king to people, and if he's good, which he isn't, then that makes him bad. And he's really stayed loyal to that character in the show. Like he's really always trying to find any open opportunity to admit that he is going to I don't know, like just like
what? I couldn't hear you.
he's go he's always talking about how he's a tyrant king is what I'm trying to say. And I kind of see that as something Lucky did, where he's always talking about You're so lucky. He's not like a catchphrase, but he does do it a lot. And I'm starting to feel a little annoyed by it because I sometimes think there's a time to turn it off and there's a time
Yeah,
to turn it on. And
I
and
think the funniest moment with it recently was when it was like last episode or episode 9, whenever it was, when he was trying to get into that mode again, and then Rita just headbutts him and then hits him with the like the
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And like
sword.
those are comedic moments, but other times it's like, yeah, yes, Tyrant
Yeah,
King, yes,
I mean,
yes.
the
That's
way
just how
that
I
I
feel.
see it, it doesn't bother me as much, just because it's definitely a defense mechanism. Because I feel like he sees himself. It's definitely like a inferiority complex, at least a little bit, where he knows he's not the same king as the rest of them.
Right, right,
He
right.
even says that in episode 10. He mentions, he's like, but I'm not a king at all, and the rest of the team has to kind of pump him up, like,
And
no,
they're
you
like,
kind of
now
are.
you're saying that in the one
Right,
moment that you, in the
right.
one moment that you should be like with that confidence.
But yeah, I like that kind of visibility with him, that kind of like vulnerability with him, where like it's not like, even though he does do it a lot, it's not meant entirely to be annoying. It's a front because he's not 100% sure he's going to be successful at doing what he's trying to do to keep people safe, to stop Hercules, what have you. And I like that because that makes him less of a superhero and more of a human. And I really enjoy that. Sometimes we get
Yeah.
kind of caught up in that for certain seasons where they just are like perfect Magoo that never makes any mistakes. And it's like, okay, why am I watching it? If they're not going to be a
They're
person that
not
I
gonna
can
be
relate to at all.
interesting.
Like,
Right. And of all people, people in the show, Gira is the most relatable, is the most kind. Well, like as far as like with his kingdom, I guess he's technically a king. I could say that. Like he has a kingdom, and it's the people like the little girl and stuff like that. I'm gonna look for their name. No, I'm not. It's lost. I'm saying that people in the kingdom love Gira, or at least used to, because he was around. He was always playing with the children, and he defended them every time the guards were being naughty little guards. I don't know,
yeah,
but now it's like he's a fugitive, and apparently he's also dead to people because he was defeated by
yeah,
Heracles. But
dead.
we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, let's move on to other characters. Yanma, Tombo,
My
he's fun.
boy.
He
My
is
boy.
he's a
Oh
tech
my
king.
goodness. From the second the press conference dropped and I saw him in the outfit, I was like, there he is right there. It's going to happen.
That's
This
my
is who
blue.
I'm going to be following. And it hasn't stopped. And it's really interesting because he's such a mixture of like every bit of like Blue Ranger we've ever gotten in Sentai. Like he's got the tech side of it, so he's got the smarts and the tech side of it, but he also has this like, I'll also punch you in the mouth if I feel like I'm right type of mentality, you
Yeah.
know. But then he also does have actually a good heart, and even though there's a lot of the time where he is very much annoyed by and irritated with Gira, he kind of enjoys the chaos he brings because fuck Hercules. And they
Yeah.
both agree on that.
He,
um
they
so and I
the
like
enemy of
that
my
about
enemy is
him.
my friend.
Huh?
The enemy of my enemy is my
Bring
friend.
your microphone a little closer. I can't
My
hear.
bro, can you really not hear me? The enemy of my enemy is my
There
friend.
you go. There, that's good. God damn.
Okay, but like I thought it was good. Oh my
I'm
god.
sorry. I just want to be able to hear you. I don't want you to repeat yourself. I always have a complex about that in real life. So.
I get that. This should be better, right? You hear
Yeah.
me louder? All right. I don't want to like be making everyone's ears bleed. Look who's here.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite person because they finished SPD.
Yeah. They finished.
Yup.
We bullied
Hmm.
them. I mean, I persuaded them into watching it. Good job, buddy. Keep going. You mentioned like 3 other shows that you were starting and didn't finish. So come on.
Oh God, you're gonna get on him for that too.
I
Look,
mean, if it works for
one
the other
season
one,
at a time. One season at a time.
man, at the end of this, they're gonna man, my boy
See,
is gonna
Calvin is
be
the best
set
because he can
watching
hear
all
me.
the seasons.
Calvin can hear me. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you and your speaker. Maybe
Listen.
that. Maybe that's what we need to fix. Anyway, yeah, Yanma's great. Even though, best girl. Yup. Best girl. She's actually like the most interesting out of the 5 King-Ohgers to me.
Really?
Because because she's this girl boss queen, literally, that seems very selfish in like a bad way, but in reality, she's selfish because she wants to protect her kingdom. She wants to do what's right and what's best. And sometimes you do have to be selfish to get that kind of stuff done. Like people will always be pulling you left and right, or people will always like put others before themselves. But sometimes when you got to get stuff done, you come 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's a really good embodiment of that.
Yeah.
She's a great character for that. Words. She is also being like her character itself, like with the whole thing and her parents. I want to see where that goes because
Yeah.
I don't think any other King-Ohger has that kind of
Like a mystery
backstory.
going on. Well, I mean, Gira does have some stuff like that.
Gira,
but I like
yes.
that it's not just Gira. Like usually it's like just the red or just one, but it's like at least 2 of them sort of do right now, and like maybe Dabowski, but we'll get there.
Dabowski.
Dabowski, that man.
She's the girl. She's the girl.
Yeah.
You want to move on to Dabowski?
I really thought that, huh?
No, yeah, continue.
Nothing. I was just gonna say with him and I really thought I wasn't at first gonna be a big fan of her. Only because I wasn't sure if they were gonna go like the full girly pretty girl route with her or make her really annoying as hell. And they haven't really. Like she has her sophisticated tastes, but she's constantly like getting her dress dirty or like ripping it partially at the arms or just throwing herself in a battle without a second thought, to help someone. And that's what I always look out for is how quickly any of these, supposed heroes jump right in and do the thing, and she pretty much does every time. I will say it's interesting, the sort of like yandere thing with her and Yama, because he clearly has a thing for her and maybe she does for him, but I don't want it to ruin the show, and it could really badly, like screeching halt if they don't do it in a decent way and build to it, But it'd be cute. I'd be down with it. I just would feel bad because I feel like, honestly, Gira and Tombo like each other more. There's more coming.
We'll have to see. Look, Chest of Greatness says, please don't ship.
Don't ship.
Please,
like,
don't ship.
Generally?
Like, don't build a ship.
Not sofa?
Don't ship on
Don't ship sofa?
I don't know. You're gonna have to elaborate on that anyway.
Like, don't make like your relationships that you like in the show. Like, I like this person and this person. Like,
no, I think it has to do with boats.
No, I'm gonna do that regardless, even if someone tells me not to.
Dabowski, Kaguragi Dabowski is next.
Man.
He is a snake. I don't care. I don't care.
I love him so much. I love him because you don't ever see this trope of like the comedic relief character, which he kind of is for the most part. I mean, they kind of share it, but really it's mostly been him-ish in these moments.
Kind of, yeah.
But you don't usually mix that with someone that like is trying to also on the side get something done. You know what I mean? And there's been some pretty like iffy, kind of slippery moments, like you said, very snake-like moments from him. But what I like about him, and I think what I like the most about everybody, was in the most recent episode, because it was just after episode 9, which it was retainers the episode, right? Like their second in command people of the episode. And Gira teaching them at the end, like, you guys shouldn't be like completely devoted to your king, like they're a god and they can't make any mistakes. Like, challenge them a little
Maybe
bit,
ask
help
them
them
if they
grow.
need help.
Right, or ask them if they need help or whatever. And that's why I like the follow-up episode for 10 doing that, because then we get to see the follow-through of all those retainers being like, whoa, 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 and like strengthening their king in a way. Like his retainer with the goofy mask thing.
He was like, oh, hold on. Let me correct me if I'm wrong, but he was like, continue to be an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what he said? Like, he's like, continue to like backstab people or something like that?
Well,
like,
because Dabowski was basically saying like, we'll have to evacuate everybody.
And like go to Hercules.
Weak out of nowhere. And he's like, whoa, no. Be
continue
strong.
To be your
be
sneaky
who you are.
Self. I really gotta get like what he
and I
said.
think the thing that works for me for Dabowski is that yes, he's manipulative. Yes, he's sly and he's a snake. But for the most part, from what we've seen, all of it is for the benefit,
the greater good. Yeah, like it's not like his own personal benefit.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's doing it because he wants to like torture, puppies or like, eat children or something crazy like that. Like, he's not really being truly evil. He's just playing whatever side he thinks he needs to attain the goal that he wants. And I think it's interesting to see that happen in a Sentai team. We don't usually get that. Sometimes the extra Dark Rangers will do that and stuff. But not usually just a main team member. And I really like that. Plus, I just love his suit. I fucking love the Hachioger suit. And his stupid thing in like that first episode where we meet him and he does the boohoo thing. Oh yeah. Like, what?
Yeah,
Stop, man.
This guy is
fucking else. He's cool. I like him, and his faces are stupid. And I love him.
his little wingman over here.
You're gonna bring up a picture? I love him.
Deceive, scheme, and outthink. Hold on. It is when others become defensive that you must strike. It's like, dude, what do you want about? Kaguragi is so funny. I love to face 3 timing assholes like him. Of course you do, Calvin. Of course you do. Lastly, that leaves our royal Rita.
Yes.
Rita. I love the episode 10 and Rita's moment. I really love it. Can we talk about it?
I do too. Yeah.
You don't seem as excited as I am to talk about it right now. I wonder why that is. Because it was great. It was great.
It's great.
It was great.
That's what I would say.
You know that Rita has their little closet room full of muffin.
Yeah.
Best muffin, whatever. Yeah, and like that is Rita's like safe space. Like, the world is literally cold. Like, they live in a cold kingdom, but they can just retreat into this room where they have all these mufons or whatever and just feel home, like at home and safe. And I kind of relate to that. Right, exactly. So when the going gets tough and things were getting tough in episode 10, what did Chess of Greatness say? What will she do? What will they do if their giant plushie gets stolen?
Oh no, that's gotta be a gag they're gonna do eventually.
No. I don't want to see it happen. I don't
either. But they're eventually gonna.
I'm scared because people's heads would be cut off.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's probably gonna be the King-Ohgers. Oh my god, what if it's Gira? Would he do that?
Oh shit.
That's their like battle. Nothing else. That's the reason why they fight. No, but anyway, the retainer. What's her name again? I feel like you remember her. Morphonia. When she came into the room for Rita and pretended to be Mufon, that was so cute. Like, I really like it was Rita. Morphea's way. I almost forgot her name again. Morphea's way of talking to Rita, because, like, if Rita found out that Morphe was in that room, she would have been executed or like sent to prison, whatever.
To an extent, she kind of knew it was her, but she just needed somebody.
Yeah, obviously, like, Rita's not dumb. Like, they know that Morphea was the one who was talking as Morphine. Yeah. But Morphia. You see, Morphonia. I'm getting confused myself. It was a wholesome moment between them because Morphonia, Jesus, wanted to get to Rita and tell them, hey, like, it's okay to do things with other people. You don't
Yeah,
have to do things alone.
it's okay to be
You can
scared
ask
and
for
not know
help.
what to do and need help.
If the world is going to end, might as well like work with other
Yeah,
people. And then this was the driving force that eventually brought together, what is it? Great King Great King
Legend
Oger?
King-Ohger. Yeah,
Legend King-Ohger with let me get the Zora names because I could. God Kabuto, God Scorpion, and God Hopper, which are the three main Zoras that we've been leading up to with like the past few episodes. Like this Legend King-Ohger has been teased in the first episode, so
hmm
we finally get to see all five King-Ohgers bring it together and defeat all the cocoons.
yeah,
And that's why like I think it's great to talk about the first episodes because that kind of wraps up an arc,
yeah.
of like the team and stuff. And now we're gonna meet someone else
Yeah.
very
Well, you
soon,
can kind of see the first 5 episodes as like an introduction
like
to
to the
each of the kings
characters, the
and to
kings.
Gira
Yeah,
in general and the mystery of him and who he is. Then it's right around near the end of that. It's like, oh, by the way, related to Hercules' brother, right? And then the last 5 have been all about still building the team, but about bringing them closer together, challenging them as kings, and what they're going to do about Bugnarok. And we need to get, or to Deathnarok, I mean, we need to get to him in a minute. I was going to say with Morphonia, I like that little thing that she did in the episode, same as you, but because in the previous episode, she has this little moment where Gira challenged her and is like, well, what, you're just sitting on her throne. What are you doing? And she's like, well, blah, blah, blah. I have to sit here and I'm this, I'm that. And they're like, well, what do you think you are? She goes, well, you think you're next in line? She goes, or you think you're going to take over? She goes, I'm more next in line than an assistant. Exactly. And to me, I don't think she really meant that. I think she said it. It's kind of like
to
the
like act like
quintessential.
above the other.
Right? No. Was that? It's just like the little kid who acts all tough when their parents aren't around, and their parents get there
Right,
and
right,
like,
right. What
my
are you
mom's
doing? Why are
calling.
you sitting there? And then Morphonia just like runs off.
So that's what it kind of came off as. And I like the kind of flip on that where she's like, you know what? I need to push that away. I was being kind of big headed with that. I need to support Rita. This is a time that is a crisis for all of us, and we need to come together. And she did. You're right. That kind of was the spark that got most of them to come together and form the Legend King-Ohger. Which I like that that's built up as a literal like fairy tale that nobody even believed was real.
Yeah, like
Yama straight laughs at her when she talks about it. Like, no, we're not gonna get out of here.
like that can't happen. Yeah, even though
And I
we've
like
been
that.
seeing them like for the past like few days now.
Right.
Come on.
But yeah, it's been really, really good that way. Hercules is a fucking monster. I never thought that I was gonna hate slash love to hate slash love. Like I'm so conflicted on my feelings of villainous character because like there's little touches where you can kind of see a little bit of where he's coming from, but then most of it is just crowded over with this like innate darkness and greed that he has about himself.
Yeah,
And he's
I'm.
so direct and
Oh
succinct
yeah,
with how he hurts people. Jesus Christ.
he is. He's malicious. Like he wants to pretend like he's all good to the community, but he knows what he's doing. He's playing his cards, and he's going to backstab everybody the last second. Like, and it's clear too. Like, it's not like he's necessarily hiding it. He's doing what he got to do to win over the public, and when the public least expects it, he's going to use that power to use them as pawns, and it's unfortunate. Like that's why Gira and basically the other king members, I kind of just came up with that right now. King members, never mind. It doesn't sound that cool. But don't like him because he's over here doing all these shady, suspicious stuff. And if you think
When he's
Daboski was
constantly like,
weird,
hey, stop being a king
Reckless is
and
worse.
be like subservient. And they're like, fuck.
Yeah, like come and join me and
I
rule
love that
under me.
moment. I love that moment in episode 10 when the words barely get out of his mouth about give up your royal authority and instantly Dabowski's like, fuck you talking about politics right now, dude? It's the end of the world. Stop. Shut up.
Literally, no. There's no off button with him. It seems to run in the family. Apparently, there's no off button with these kings. Like they don't stop. I'm so excited for Mr. Spider Oger because I want to hear the jingle. My favorite singer is singing the jingle.
Chogokusei? Okay.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Meta, did Chogokusei sing something else we would know, or are they new to all of this?
Let us know. Let us
Yeah,
know.
let us
But
know.
yeah, Spider Oger.
Yeah. Spider Oger.
Kum,
Kumos, Kumo is the Kumo Slayer. Spider Kumos is his name.
Spider
Uh,
Kumos.
a
He's
really unique idea for a sixth, because I was really wondering what they were going to do, because it was going to get kind of old if they just keep revealing like, but actually there was a seventh kingdom over here and an eighth one over here and a ninth one underwater.
right
Like,
beneath your feet. There was an
exactly.
underground.
It would have gotten really annoying as hell. Um, but I like that he has this like royal assassin vibe to himself, which I think
Oh,
is really
absolutely. And apparently he's been the
um
narrator this whole time.
yeah, that's really cool. Like, we've not gotten that where like the narrator of the Sentai is also physically there. Like we have before. I don't want to misspeak in the comments. Calm down. I know Cocker Ranger did it, but he wasn't like a full-on realized character. It was just for a gag. That's it. Uh, but yeah, I think that's really interesting. And I like that they've talked about in like the leaks and stuff like that. If you know what those are, I've not seen them yet. Allegedly, that the Kumo Slayer, his henshin device, is like dagger thing. If we can bring up pictures, perhaps, because I just want to just stare at it for a
I can
while.
try. Yeah,
That's fine.
got you.
So the Kumo Slayer is talked about in legend as the first transformation device. Then came the King-Ohger, the Ohger Caliber Zero. Then the Ohger Calibers. I like that line of succession with the technology. I really geek out about stuff like that in Sentai when they take the time to explain things and show that it had like a path of development, if you will. I think it's
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, it looks really cool. I want to get it really bad because it's fucking purple and it's cool. But I want to see how it works first before I get it and I'm let down by how it works. Because I was also super excited about Noel's changer from fucking Pot Ranger, Lupin Pot, and then I got it and wanted
And
to
it
break it 'cause it's
wasn't.
stupid.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, hey, like to each their own. I think some people would actually really enjoy Noel's henshin device, but yeah, let's just wait and see. There's Bandai Mania on YouTube. They usually
Man, I
post
mean,
videos.
yeah, where they show
They
off.
usually post videos about this kind of stuff before they release or like at least release
But
it
yeah,
to
my man
us.
has like a fucking janitor key of like fucking ring of keys and shit,
Like
and
the
he's
tiny
got his
photo I
fucking
got for
like
you.
exterminator bug spray. Like that is the coolest shit.
Yeah, his gimmick is really interesting. I didn't think that we would bring keys into this, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and
like Chests
it
of
freaked
Greatness
out
said,
Josh,
keys are
because
back.
yes, because they look very close to the mold for the Ranger keys, like very close.
Memorial Edition
Oh
Part
god.
2. Could you imagine? No, he's like huffing and puffing as we speak. We got to move on to a different topic before he explodes. Yeah. Overall, King-Ohger is doing a really good job.
Death Rock.
The the Death Rock, yeah. Go on.
Okay.
Speak.
He's
I
really
command you.
cool. He's fucking ugly as hell. He's such a beautiful design, and he's so gross, and I love him. And he's
I'll
like
get a photo.
involved. Like we hardly ever in Sentai, if you're not very
Yeah,
familiar.
true. Like all these
The
generals, like they not general, like
the
commanders, like
big
they.
bads don't really do a whole lot. They just kind of
Yeah.
hang out and don't do it. Like fucking Wall Ass Magoo and fucking Zenkaiger didn't do a damn thing to the end of the show. So like all the generals usually do all the work, but he's just like, nah, fuck that. And he's like, I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna beat that King-Ohger ass myself. That was impressive in episode 9 when he just whooped the fuck out of
Yeah,
all.
each and every single one of them. Really establishing that he is a threat. Like he isn't just someone that you could walk over, especially with a show like King-Ohger that has Hercules in one corner, Bugnarok in the other corner, and then like the state of like the kingdom and political like there's a lot of things to worry about in King-Ohger, but
Yeah,
they episode 9 really goes to show that he was not playing around. Like
yeah,
Ragnarok, not Ragnarok, my god. Bugnarok, he's a menace and he
yeah.
will hurt you if you're not listening or paying attention.
Right.
So
And I like that he allegedly is doing it for Chikyu, for the Earth. I like that he mentions that all the time. That like, sorry, I have to lay waste to you, but I have to get rid of these humans that are terrorizing you. Like in his mind,
yeah, like
trying to
he's speaking
rationalize it.
for the world, right?
And I think that's really interesting. That's again, it's just been such a long time since we've gotten that. I mean, Don Brothers, their villains, most of them became good guys anyway. So I mean, Don Brothers was a little unique in that way, as in most ways. But it's just not very often that that's a thing. It's not much of a trend, and I hope that this starts a trend of me giving a shit about the villain commanders for once, because it's been
I
a
want
while.
to see more of him, and I did kind of mention it in the Toku Tonic Shift episode with Zio Agito. I think we might be getting more commanders, more generals in King-Ohger, because I feel like it's not often that we get to see the big bad play such a big role, like
And the
respectively to
whole
each
team.
King-Ohger.
get that badass as hell fight in episode 10 against him. Holy shit. The like team attacks and everything, and it
Yeah.
took like even all of them combined just to push him back a little bit and make him teleport away. Like, wow. That's cool.
That also
That's
goes to
cool.
show how strong the King-Ohgers are together.
Yeah,
Stronger together.
exactly.
I feel like the prime minister will backstab him in like 30 episodes.
I mean,
Honestly,
it's possible.
I get that. I get that vibe from him. He's kind of reminds me a little bit of like Scrozzle.
A little bit.
I don't
A
know.
little bit.
I don't
I
know.
get the vibe that one or both of them, like I said on the Toku Tonic thing, and I've said before, I get some kind of feeling of a familial connection between him and something with Shugudam. There's just something going on there. It's very weird and uncomfortable. There's a couple times in episode 10 where he's just staring at Gira and says, "You burn with this fire, blah, blah, blah. You burn with this energy," and just keeps like, he's like enraptured by Gira because Gira has this thing where he can talk to the Shu gods. Nobody else can. He can literally physically audibly communicate with them. Um, and so he's very much so taken by that ability that Gary has, so much so he wants to kidnap him. Duh. And I like that. So I feel like there's something of a dark history thing there, where like there was a king in Shugadam, maybe an ancestor or something like that, that went down a dark path and became what we know as Death Narok. Maybe down the line eventually somehow. I don't know, but I just feel like there's more of a deeper connection there, and then I hope we continue to see more of it as it goes. So
Yeah. Mm. Clip it, guys. Clip it. He's cooking, and I feel like we're definitely gonna see something happen there with that relation. In fact, I would even be surprised if the Ragnarok are kind of in cahoots with Rackley's, because like let's be honest.
yeah, I
Let's be
think so.
honest. Rackley's timing with some moments and then the Ragnarok suddenly showing up right after is
Mm-hmm.
like, have we seen the two in the same room?
I mean,
Hmm.
I don't
Yes, we
want it to
have,
be like
but you know
a
what I mean.
fucking like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde stupid thing that we've seen the trope before, where he just like and just like disassociates into Death Rock and doesn't have any control over his actions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't
But
think
no,
that's
I
the case.
definitely
I
think
just think he's like working with them in a way
that,
secretly.
or what I think would even hurt him more and knock that fucking smirk off his face, is if he found out that people working with Hercules, like his, subordinates and things behind his back, are working with the Bugnarok. That's what I think is going to suck more for him and push him to whatever might push him towards redemption if they ever do, which I don't want them to, is that revelation of, well, I have nobody to support me now, and everyone else behind me that I thought was with me is working with the enemy. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
who knows?
interesting stuff. We're just gonna have to wait and see
Also, the
for the
mecha is
following
beautiful. I love
episodes.
all the mecha. Fucking
Oh
hell.
yeah, all the
Oh,
Shugods.
shoot, go!
They're
Yes.
they're amazing. They're all really fun. I kind of want the mini plot version of them. Just gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
I thought about it, but then I saw some of the posts of people making it, and I was like, oh, never mind, because fucking
What is it?
Destiny
The
Magoo was a
stickers?
nightmare and a half. So,
You gotta know what you're signing up for. Like I know what I'm signing up for, and I like to put on the stickers. They're fun. It's like a nice therapeutic thing for me. I guess it doesn't.
I wish it was.
I
I
You
just
gotta
was
put on
too.
some
I
nice
was.
music in the
I
background,
couldn't. I was too
and you just
impatient.
gotta
I
work on
wasn't
it.
gonna wait for the inevitable
You just
figure arts
want the
release in
figure in your
2
hand,
years.
completed, painted, and all, don't you? Well,
I
I don't know.
mean,
Maybe commission someone to do that for you.
figure arts are nice. Goddamn, son.
Well,
Goddamn.
they're gonna come.
Yeah, in like
They're
three
gonna be
years.
here
Here's the
soon.
figure arts death stream. Thank you.
We're just gonna have to wait. Just wait. All right.
Oh wait, also the theme song. The theme song has grown on me. I didn't
King
like it
of
at first.
Kings.
Yeah.
It's a little too upbeat for me, but that's not really a complaint. It's just like the theme of the show and then the opening theme of the show. It gives the right vibes, but it's also like a little too happy. Like I feel like there's so much going on in the show at times where it's like a lot's at stake, and then the first thing you hear is, "King." You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it's fast, it's loud, it's big, which is basically what King-Ohger is, but not all the time. And this goes for a lot of seasons. Like Ryu Soldier had like a really upbeat theme song, but that didn't really take away from the show.
Oh
That's
shit! I
just how
read the
I felt.
chat more. I'm sorry, and they said that they the person that Meta was so excited, Cal was so excited about singing, doing the jingle, is the person that sang the theme song for Kamen Rider Black Sun. Did you
So
see the sunrise? Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, now I'm excited. Now I'm excited.
we'll be tuning in. We'll be waiting. I'm gonna be refreshing my YouTube page for Bandai Mania's video
Dude, dude,
about
how
that toy.
am I gonna put it? Damn it!
Oh, Zach, don't you got space on that top shelf?
I mean, I do, but the thing is like you can't like look at this. All right. So like, boop. So there's the shelf up there, but it's like way up there. So I feel like I'd like look at my stuff up there. Like
I mean,
it'd
not
be
everything
really
has to be in sight. I have like a whole display over here, but you can't see it. That's a little off camera, so it's okay. At least we have space for it. Maybe.
maybe.
You could also just get another shelf.
Mhm.
Naturally, duh.
Or just
Speaking
be
of
here on the
weapons,
table, just sitting here.
speaking of weapons that we would own if we could, we gotta talk about our top 3 favorite weapons. Zach, who should go first? Should I flip a coin?
You should go first because I talk too much. So go ahead.
You're right. So yeah, these weapons, they can span from Kamen Rider to Super Sentai. You can't have a good season without a good weapon. You can have a good form without a good weapon. Now, not every form has a weapon, or not every team has a lot of weapons, but a weapon's a weapon, and if it's a good weapon, then it's a good weapon. Weapon.
That was
Weapon,
a
weapon.
lot of sentences that I think.
You think you talk a lot? I just proved how I talk way more. In all goodness me, in all seriousness, we're gonna be rating our top 3 weapons from mainly just from like how it looks, but also just by how powerful it is in their respective shows. We already got Chess of Greatness's favorite weapon over here, which is the X8 hammer.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was definitely
Yeah.
going to be on my list. Looking at all the weapons, and it didn't make it, but it's definitely my favorite too. I will have to say, like if it
Yeah,
was
was I supposed to have images ready? Because I mean, I guess I can get some, but I don't have any ready.
I don't have any images either, to be honest. But hey, like it's okay. We don't need to pull them up. Use your imagination, all right, guys.
Yeah.
So for my number 3, it's from Super Sentai. I don't know if you heard of it. Zenkaiger. My favorite weapon from Zenkaiger would have to be the Zenroku Zenkai Cannon.
Yeah.
The way that you have it, no? He's gonna get it while I talk about it. The way that you could spawn in different Sentai teams, not by their team or their color, even though you could do it by color, but by their theme. Oh yeah, oh yeah. See,
yeah.
who needs photos when you have a live demonstration right here?
Ring light in the photo.
Yeah. No, it makes it look nice. My goodness, it makes it look nice. Yeah, like the way that it's used in Zenkaiger, it's really fun. It becomes the final mech, which is even cooler. Senroku Eagle is amazing on its own. Hello, and what's the big combination?
Zenroku Zenkaio.
Zenroku Zenkaio is a mouthful, but it's definitely
The fucking
one of
big
the
dumbass
biggest
portrait.
CGI of the CGI mech that you can ever imagine, besides Shinkenger. But that wasn't CGI.
Oh, you forgot about the best part when you do the attack with it and how it fucking blasts the fucking enemy into the goddamn Toei ocean from the beginning. Little thing from the logo, the Toei
Yes.
logo at the beginning of
Yes.
everything. It sends
Yes.
them into the ocean every time.
Thank you for reminding me, because that's
God
honestly a
damn
really
it.
big
And
highlight.
it can create the clones, like the Ranger clones or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I brought that up in the beginning as well. For number two, we got our 1000 Jacker from Kamen Rider
Ooh,
01.
okay.
Now, you didn't expect me to pull this one out now, did you? I actually really like this one.
You have some Thouser
It's-
bias, perhaps, you know?
A little bit, maybe. Link in the description.
Oh my god.
But I like the 1000 Jacker just because of how much of like a threat it was in 01. Like the way that he
At
could literally
first.
suck out like a needle the powers of whatever progress key that you were using, and then using it against you. Oof. Now we're in deep waters. Like this is scary. And also just looks cool. Like it's pointy. Very
It looks
pointy
more
sword.
like a lance than it does a sword. Which I
Yeah,
think is
yeah,
cool.
it's true. It does look like a lance.
And I like that it was like a central plot point in Real X Time, you know, with the whole.
Oh
like,
yeah, with the countdown
Yeah.
thingy
That was
mabobby.
cool. I was like, oh, cool,
That's
they
cool.
did something with that. Cool.
See, that's why it's number 2. It's like it
Yeah.
keeps on building, guys. But you know what my number 1
If only Thouser would have lasted that long being cool. Anyway. Being a threat. I'm sorry. It's not his fault. It's the writing
It's
staff.
not. It's not that. It's just that I wish he was more. We did get Thouser the dog though, so we got to be thankful for that.
That's true.
Number one is the Sonic Arrow from Kamen Rider Guy.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good, and I can tell you why. Like, I think I mentioned this before in the past on my Twitter, but the Melon Arms, what's it called?
Zangetsu?
Yeah, but like his second suit with the Sonic Arrow. What's it
Melon
called?
Energy.
Energy. Yes, the Melon Energy Arms suit is probably one of my favorite suits in Toku. And one really big reason for that is just the aesthetic of it, with like all the tubes and like the bubbles and stuff. And the Sonic Arrow really does exemplify that to the T. Each energy rider has this arrow, bow and arrow, and even Gaim himself gets to use it anytime he uses the energy lock seeds. It's a really cool and sleek arrow. It's nice and red. I'll get a photo for you since neither of us have it. You may not know
like
what I'm talking about.
I think it works well. I like when a weapon, if it's in Rider or even Sentai, can blend well with either the suit or the changer that it's associated with, or the driver. So I like that it blends really well in with the what's that called? Is it the soda driver or whatever it's called? The energy.
I don't remember.
I don't remember, but I remember soda and the little
Soda.
and like it would play the little pop noise every time. It was so satisfying. Kamen Rider is full of fucking ASMR all over the place.
You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. What? Did you
But yeah, no, it's a cool ass thing, and it's a fucking threat. Like it beats ass for a while.
No, for real.
Yeah.
400.
And haven't they like kit bashed it yet for other seasons and shit?
I really don't know. I think they have. It seems easy to do it.
Maybe Tycoon's like dagger thingy just broken in half. It kind of looks like it. I don't know.
No,
they do that a lot. That's the beauty of Tokusatsu is they just reuse shit all the time.
If they have, I can't tell. And honestly, if I can't tell, that means they did a good job masking it. But I don't think the Sonic Arrow has been used in
maybe not
like a while, like if at all, really. But yeah, that's my top 3 favorite.
Genesis driver.
Weapons.
That's right. Thank you, Megan.
The Genesis driver. See, Megan got us. Megan got us. I don't know why I forgot it because again, it's one of my favorite suits. But yes, Genesis driver, energy lock seed, Sonic Arrow. That's my number 1. All right, Zach, it's your turn.
Okay, so my number 3 is really unique because it's not even like a top 5 favorite rider season, but I do like the weapon. And it comes from Kamen Rider Drive. Have you seen Drive yet, Frankie?
Yes. If I say yes, the audio viewers will believe me. No, not yet.
That's
but
okay.
I know of it.
So it's the Signal Axe, which is the weapon of Chaser of Chase when he fully gets his full Kamen Rider form, and it's got this really cool aesthetic to it where it says the Japanese word for stop and go. It's got like a red and green light on it. There's a moment later, and I can't because you haven't seen the season. I don't want to spoil it. Where that's used to really, really great effect against a villain, and it's really poignant and great for the story. Yeah. So it like tells you, like it charges up basically when you're fighting it. And it goes, Matayeo, or whatever the thing it says, and then it goes green for when it's time to do the strike with it. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's Chase so well. He's a very physical, like brute type fighter. And so to get his purified Kamen Rider form with a weapon like this was really cool. So yeah, I really like this one. I think parts of it have been made into other things later on in other seasons.
It seems like it could be kit bashed. It's like a nice like color paint.
So that was a good one. The other one is what was I thinking? Oh, the Zet Riser from Z, from Ultraman Z. I really like the Zet Riser.
Ooh, yeah, the blue one or the red one?
Ooh, I didn't know there was 2. I mean, I guess the red one is Juggler's thing, I think.
The Dark Z Riser.
Yeah. Or maybe the one infected guy uses or whatever. Excuse me, Franklin, have you actually started watching the English dub? Oh my god. Welcome to Henshin and Homie.
My connection just cut off again. How crazy and convenient. How crazy is that? just continue to talk about Viking, please.
So this is really cool. Can you pull up a picture of it? Because I really
Yes,
like
I'm
it.
trying. I'm trying to find a good quality photo. It's like either
Yeah.
like a toy photo
Um,
or. Mm,
if I were to continue my financial downfall,
I'm crying.
generally with Toku stuff and continue like add in Ultraman stuff, Zet Riser would be right away number one, the first one. I
All
really
right, I'm
like the
gonna type
whole
this.
aesthetic of like the cards for the access and then the medals, the little coins
Uh
for
huh.
like
Uh huh.
combining the forms together. Um, I like the voice on it. I love how it looks with the big Z on it. It very much reminds me of like Dragon Ball Z or Lord Zed, honestly. Um, and I like the color on it and how dramatic they are with the transformation. That's one thing with Ultraman is most recent Ultraman shows. It takes a little bit for them to transform, but fuck if they're not dramatic about it. It's so great. Like as much as Rider and Sentai are stylish, Ultraman is dramatic as fuck with the transformation.
Yeah, I don't even need to watch a season to know.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
but it's
I've
really
seen it.
cool, and I like the aesthetic, and I like that throughout the show he's finding these other Ultra medals, and that his main forms, Zet's main forms, are based off of powers combined of other past Ultras. So I think that's really cool. Um, yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
it's pretty cool. My number one, that is very tough. I have to kind of think a little bit. Um,
Hmm.
Honestly, I'd probably just bitch out and say the Max Reusol changer. Boop,
That's
that's
fair.
okay.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can point to it.
Nope.
Oh god,
Not
I'm all
quite.
reversed. There I
There we
am.
go.
There
There
it
we go.
is. um, it's just really fucking cool. There, hey, I'll get it down in a minute. Camera, listen to me. There we go. There you
Obey.
go. It's a really emotional moment when the form comes into play with Max Reusol Red, as most of us know that have seen the show. And it's just a really cool weapon. It's really nicely painted, and I like that it's a combination of like Tiramigo's whole aesthetic along with the Geisorg stuff. And I like that you can slot another soul, like two souls into it, and do
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. I
different attacks
wish they
with it.
played around with that more. I think it's only been like used 3 times in the whole
Yeah,
season.
yeah, I think so.
It'd be cool. I don't know. Like there was a lot of
I like the
possibility
sound
to like
from it because
combine
it's just
Resoul
beautiful.
Juggaris, and they didn't use it.
By the way, these are the initial batteries. I got it in like 2 years ago, and they've not. What? Where you going? Oh,
Well, I'm just like zooming in on this.
yeah,
There
buddy.
we go.
Ready? Hold on. Where's the button at for it? I can't remember. Ah, how do I do? Here, we're gonna do the full transformation. Just a
How
minute.
embarrassing. There we go. Max, 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 Max. Oh. You know how many times I've referenced that in like
God
day-to-day
damn.
life? Oh, that guy. I bet he had to drink so much water recording that stuff.
Oh, damn.
He was tired. I know he was tired. Oh, Max.
Right?
But
I
yeah,
know. The
no.
fucking voice actor. God damn. I hope he got a nice fucking nap and like a gallon of water.
he was in the studio cooking. He's like, guys, give me like 10
He gets
minutes.
on.
Like
He's like,
my
"Oh, guys,
voice.
I'm just gonna take a." Just falls over.
He's the sleeping soul. That's what he. That's what he was
Yeah.
cursed with, unfortunately. All right. Well, I like the lineup. I like the lineup, especially Ryusol backs. I don't know why I didn't think of including it, but it's definitely one of my
I was
favorites.
gonna
Too.
be a basic bitch and just do the real Sulkin again, like we talked about in the toys episode.
I try
But
to avoid stuff that I've talked about in the past, but obviously those
yeah,
count as well. I wanted to talk about the Laser Rays Riser, but again, we brought it up the other episode.
and
So
there's lots of other ones I thought about too, because there's a lot of like drivers that aren't your normal drivers. Like the Shot Riser is cool as fuck. The
oh yeah,
jingle
absolutely,
for it being a
absolutely.
gun that comes off the belt entirely.
If it was a top 5, I probably would have made a slideshow for it, and
Yeah.
those would have been honorable mentions.
Mhm. There's
yeah,
a reason I bought that before I ever fucking thought about buying the 01 driver.
The 01 driver. You could customize the 01 driver to become any other driver, really, with all the units that exist for it. To be honest, but the Shot Riser is really cool too. I will never forget the time that I got a comment from someone when I did the Laser Raise Riser henshin without the Laser Raise Riser with my
Yeah.
Xbox controller, and the comment was like, "Why didn't you use a shot riser?" Because I don't have one.
Oh
You think I
man.
would have? You would think that I would have used it if I did, but no.
Do you have
They
any
just
other
assumed that
gun
I had
changes
one.
at all?
Well, besides the Laser Raise Riser, no.
Oh no. Okay. I
I
forgot.
used
I
to
guess.
have the Dino Charge Morpher, like I said, but like it's gone. Finito.
Good.
That was in the fire.
Finito.
That was in the fire. A link in the no. I'm not gonna put it in the description. Just go back an episode. All right. Well, that was our top 3 weapons, and that's our thoughts on King-Ohger. Any final thoughts that you want to add, Zach?
I mean, continue watching these shows, man. It clearly
Continue to
it's clear as
support.
fucking day that they give a shit at least somewhat because like
No,
a
they
lot
do.
more eyes got onto it because of the using the new technology and everything. So I don't know. My perfect world is where they finally come to the realization, oh fuck, people in America and across the world are buying these fucking toys, and it's not just sales from Japan. Damn it! Like, and we
Yeah.
can make some extra money. Remember money, the thing that helps you make the show? I don't know.
It's not that they don't care or not acknowledge us because they
Uh,
definitely do, but I imagine there's other limitations as well. And I
mm,
get that Ultraman has done it pretty well, and so like it makes sense
there's
that
most
that toy
definitely
can
an
make it.
alternate universe Zach that is a fucking Ultraman nut and says fuck off to Sentai Rider. I'm telling you that right now.
Maybe
Of
that's
the
this
way that they're
universe,
doing
Zach.
things, way better. Way they need a lot to learn. I'm just saying. Saying.
It's true. Toy can learn a lot from the way that Ultraman is handling stuff
Super Raya.
in
Yeah.
the West. Super right, yeah, but again, it's all a process. I feel like with how well Dawn Brothers did for Toy, and how King-Ohger is getting a lot of attention, especially from the Western audience. Not only do I see there potentially being more outreach to Western countries, but also maybe Power Rangers doing another adaptation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just a little man on the internet, but I see it happening. I see it happening, and if it does happen, I hope I can audition. I'll say
Yeah.
that. I'll say that much. All right. Well,
I was
thank
gonna
you
say
so much for watching.
with it that I hope that we hear something else from Shout Factory or from Team Kamen Rider. It's
Yeah,
been
it's
a
been a
hot
minute.
minute since
Yeah.
any update about anything. Like I know the Deca Ranger release happened and the Aba Ranger release and whatever, and Ryuki, but that was in February or something. So like I know it's only been like a couple months, but still, I just don't want it to slow down so much where you feel like there's going to be no news ever and then we're just blindsided by it. Like that's fine, that's exciting, but it's exciting for that moment and then it dies off really quickly. You know what I mean? So I just hope that it continues, that they see stuff like what we do, maybe, and what Toko House Party and like all these other creators are doing, along with Immortal Red Fox and like the success of Power Rangers and things like that, and sees that okay, they want this stuff. Let's get it over to them. Like Super Raya
Right.
is doing well with Ultraman and all these other places. Come on, let's make the thing
Let's
happen.
bring it
Like
over.
it's as easy as fucking paying the people that are already subbing your shows for free. Fucking pay them money for it. Goddamn.
Crazy thought there, guys. Crazy take. Crazy take. Clip it even. Clip it. I agree with you, Zach. I concur. I hope that they do something soon because, again, I don't want to lose any steam on the hype and momentum that they've been building up. They've been doing a really good job with that in the coming months. In the previous months, I see them doing more, but again, there's always a process to this kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe they just need to pay certain things to happen, and
Well, we do know, like from what Marcos has done in some of his videos recently and research he's done in other people, that unfortunately with like with Sentai and Rider, I think with both of them, or maybe it's just Rider. Anyway, all I know is that you have to pay out of the ass for the license to each season like separately. It's not just like paying you get access to everything. No. It's pay out the butt for a specific season instead of just the whole thing, which
right, and that can
sucks
be
because
expensive.
it limits you. It really does with what you can do and what you can grab and what footage you can use and blah 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 blah. Did I think it was necessary to use only the fucking Zord footage from Q Ranger? No, but I mean, like, I'm not gonna
I
cry
feel like
about it
that
if
was
I see
Power
it.
Rangers' way of giving to the fans who wanted Q Ranger, because they knew that they couldn't do Q Ranger because of budget reasons or just pointy helmets, but they still wanted to give Q Ranger to fans who really wanted it, especially for a 30th anniversary. So,
Yeah,
like, I'm not mad that they're using Q Reno, but I'm just curious to know what's going on because I'm actually glad that we brought this up. Guys, what is going on with Cosmic Fury?
at all.
I don't know what's going on with Cosmic Fury. Like we got so much
Is it still
news
coming out? When?
and nothing has happened since then.
Mhm.
Like it's radio silence. We've only been getting cast photos and not even the official like press photos. No, like just cast members posting photos on set, which is
Yeah.
great. But that's all
It's
we're
saying
getting.
something when Netflix promoted Once and Always more than Power Rangers did.
And like I'm just a little lost because I really want to have hype for this season, but I'm getting no news, no photos, no like announcements about like where it's we know where it's going to be streaming, but how the story will be, how it will continue Dino Fury's
That's
like
something to chew on. Fuck.
I don't know, like anything really, like
Use the
since it's
Morpher.
on
Morpher's cool as
Netflix.
shit.
I don't know. Are we even going to get Kuro now? Let's be honest. They can't even finish the Zord line. Are we really gonna get Kira now?
What if they got like only like most of it? Like it's missing a leg.
Oh my god, they just released like Shishi Red. Like that's it, guys. Imagination, figure it out.
There you
Oh
go.
god, no.
By the Japanese
Get us
voice.
Cosmic Raptors, and then we can start talking about another.
Right?
Zord.
I just keep
All right.
like ADHD forgetting about it. I have this thing with ADHD where like I'll like be like, wow, like okay, this is stupid, but like, wow, this toy is super cool. I really like it, and then I'll just forget about it for like 4 months, and I'm like, oh shit,
Oh
remember
yeah,
this
I
thing?
have this. Yeah.
That's what Cosmic Fury is gonna be. I'm gonna be like, and it's gonna be like coming this fall, blah, 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 Cosmic Fury, and I'm be like, cool, fucking. Why do I give a shit? Because I don't kind of mostly.
I'm hoping that they release something soon. I'm bored.
And they have to
bored.
give something of what the fuck they're doing next, because that's been an entire
That's
mess
been up in the air for
in and of
months,
itself.
years.
I'm starting to believe the joke fucking troll post that Jin puts out, honestly, over what we're getting.
It's something to grapple onto at this point. Like we're starting to
At least
believe
it's
Jin.
real. It's real to me.
It's news from like a somewhat reliable source. But yeah, let's just see. Like I keep saying, guys, we just gotta wait and see. And it's been a lot of waiting. It has been
But
a
there are
lot of
things to be
waiting.
positive about. You know, we have
Yes.
Sentai and Rider, and it's awesome. We have these indie projects sprouting up, and they're awesome. You know, a fair, wide chunk of Dino Fury was pretty dang decent, right? So, like, we have things to be excited about and be happy about.
I'm
And,
excited for it. But
exactly.
where is it?
Right?
Where is it?
Where'd you go?
It's just too long. If you
Baby,
made
come
it
back,
this far
like you
into the
said.
episode, which it's almost an hour and 20, like I wouldn't be surprised if you left sooner. But we want to hear your thoughts about Cosmic Fury as well, and how you feel about Hasbro's delay in letting us know what's going on. Because I feel like the Once and Always special has been promoted way more leading up to it than Cosmic Fury. Like, do we even have a set
And
release
wasn't even
date?
promoted? Frankie, Power Rangers brand itself didn't promote the dick of it at all. Netflix did. Netflix.
I mean, they are working with Netflix.
I get that, but the Power Rangers brand should be also talking about it more, and they didn't really all that much.
I don't know. They confuse me. They confuse me. I don't know what's going on with the team, but I just, as a fan, like I'm asking for more. Anything from like a post to like a little teaser photo. We know you got photos. We've seen the suit.
Yeah.
Maybe tell us like, hey, like check this
And
piece out on the
you
suit.
know what? Like they've been
I don't
talking about
know.
recently.
Anything.
If it's Pook Man Magoo, like, okay, man, like, what do we got to do? Do you need me to fucking like?
Pookie can't tell us
Demo a couple bucks?
anything. He
Or
got
give you a
NDAs.
fucking
And
sandwich
plus, he doesn't
to, like,
want to
calm
interact
down
with
if
the
that's why
fans
you're mad
after.
at us? Like, what do we do? Damn.
Look, let's just call it a day, because the more we talk about this, we're going to get more upset. Again, if you made it this far into the episode, thank you so much for listening and watching. We touched a lot on different stuff, surprisingly. Like, The Henshin Huddle was good. The weapons is fun. King-Ohger was great. And then Cosmic Fury is Cosmic Fury. But yeah,
imaginary.
it was a good episode. Thank you for tuning in. If you'd like to see more content like this, please just make sure and go ahead and subscribe because it really does help boost this channel. If you want us to talk about a specific topic, go ahead and comment it down below under the description. That'll be a laundry list of stuff that we mentioned this episode. Or you can tweet it out to our Henshin Homies Twitter account or individual accounts.
Yeah.
Plus, also, can never forget the people who are listening to us on Spotify, Apple, Google, and Amazon. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast there.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you to our audible viewers, audio viewers. And yeah, look forward to another episode coming soon, episode 32. You know we're going to be here, and
We are going
hopefully
to kill
we'll have a
someone on
guest.
camera. Anyway.
Oh! Who's we?
That's right. See you guys later.
Hello? All right. It's set in stone, guys. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.